Hey guys, this is Mike with Come the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. This is the show where I take your suggestions from the comment section and from Patreon and listen to what songs you want me to listen to. If you want to know the rules, there is a link to a video in the description to make sure that you have the best chance of having your suggestion selected. Let's begin. Wirtshaus Gaudi by Equilibrium. Very huge sound, very video gamey. It's almost like technical power metal, except not that technical. The chord progressions are pretty simple. It's really the speed and the timbre that bring life to this one. Those vocals are absolute trash to me. My growls on my album Crush, I think, were better than these, and that's not saying much. Has a little bit of a Celtic vibe in there as well. Chorus is super video gamey, kind of dancey, almost like a jig. Like this chorus I could hear in a fucking Mario Party game, legitimately. The guitar and bass tone are both very beefy. The drums are also very boomy. They mix the parts up enough to where it keeps it interesting. It's also a really short song. Besides the speed itself, it's not very complicated. It certainly is fun. There's lots of gallop beats throughout this. It's interesting. Total grade for this song, =. 4th of July by Soundgarden. This whole sound is very dirty, very muddy, especially in the intro. It's definitely not my thing. It's very dissonant with the muddiness. The vocals are definitely not my thing either. I really dislike the mix on the drums. It's like all room. The snare sounds like thin and like paper. It does not sound good at all. The bass melts a little bit too much into the guitar. There is a drony guitar in the background. I did like that. It helps fill out the space. This entire sound just really is not my thing at all. It's like grungy and doomy. Chris Cornell is a far better singer than this. It's kind of like, what the fuck were you doing, man? I really don't like these riffs very much, just in any context. Maybe if they had switched the timbre up, I could appreciate the song more. The drums throughout this song are just lame to me. The solo was actually appropriate. The whole thing just feels unsettling to me and not in a fun or interesting way. Total grade for this song, -. Up in the Sky by Oasis. Definitely too much distortion on the guitars. The organ in the background is a nice filler. The bass is very rumbly. Don't really care for the vocals so much, but the effects on it helps. The riffs are kind of pissing me off, to be honest. The melody is decent, I guess, but there's not a whole lot harmonically to work with here, so it's kind of unfair. This song feels very Beatles inspired, especially at the end of that verse feel. The chorus does not feel satisfying. There are so many fucking overtones coming off of this guitar tone, it just muddies up everything else in the mix. The boom of the bass and the kick drum are conflicting. The kit is squashed, which is not usually my type of feel, and it is actually a decent sound. It would work a lot better if they had cleaned up their bass and guitar tone. And in the chorus parts, they actually do have a cleaner guitar tone that sounds much better. This is an absolute drone fest, not my thing. Total grade for this song, =. Loss of Feelings or Feeling of Loss by, I'm not pronouncing that. Strings in the intro are good for fake strings. You got like layers on layers of vocals. It's a really cool sound. The counterpoint of the piano with the vocal melody is nice. Tried and true timbre choices. We got our strings, piano, vocals, very soothing. It's like a little bit too much throughout the song though. They could have added in more shit earlier. Following this, we get our piano doing like a pedal tone. It's a nice feeling. Then we go in between a 7 and an 8 feel, also cool. The vocals are definitely buried in the mix. It's hard to tell if they're good or not. That's probably why they buried them in the mix. At first I couldn't tell if this lead part was a guitar or a synthesizer. Later I did realize it is a guitar. Interesting sound. I'm digging what the drums are doing. The rhythm guitar and the bass feel a little mushy at parts. The bass lines are pretty tasty, we'll say that. The guitar lead at 450 is really cool. I definitely don't agree with the guy's tone, but he can absolutely shred. This song feels like it's missing a proper culmination. Other than that, it's cool. Total grade for this song, =. Volcano by Damien Rice. This song, there's not a whole lot for me to talk about. It has acoustic guitar and acoustic bass, and then some very sparse percussion and a female and male vocal. And the vocals I do not like. They have that lazy hipster feeling that I despise. Song all around is chill. It's very, very chill. It's got a good mix. There's like a touch of cello throughout. That was a smart choice. It gives it more of a melodic theme than just going off of the vocals, especially when the vocals aren't happening. It would just be, well, bland. Song is extremely bare bones. It basically works off of the looking at one from a minor perspective. 1, 6, 7, a natural 7. Just kind of does different variations of that chord progression. The guitar parts are just strumming chords, so that's boring. It really puts the focus on the vocals, of which I don't care for. Again, I'm not a lyrics guy. Now, they have this little part that I guess you could call a bridge before the official outro, that they have these like dueling vocals. I really did like that. Those counterpointed against the cello, very nice. This is a good song, it's just definitely not my thing. Total grade for this song, Cheval by Igorrr. Accordion intro, okay. They did a double kick drum beat to the waltz. They have literally thought of everything. These vocals are such a deep guttural growl, it's pretty much like the guy's burping. Between these vocals, the accordion drums, I'm just losing my shit. There's a very buried quarter note chug on electric guitar, and then we're given vocal harmonies and mandolin? There's so much weird shit going on, I almost missed the fact that there was a bass guitar. The chords themselves, definitely not proggy, but the instrument selection and the parts that are being played, wow. The percussion goes fucking nuts at 115. Then we get a cool little accordion solo. I did not know people could shred on accordion. The mix is good? Question mark? I really don't know, man. Like, this song is so out there, it's really hard for me to say, like, what their vision was. If I had to pick something out, I'd say bring that rhythm guitar up because you can barely fucking hear it, but that could destroy the whole thing. Who knows? The song is very strange, but I did like it. It kept me interested without making me disgusted. Total grade for this song, +. Down in the Wasteland by SamuraiGuitarist. This is probably my least favorite of his originals, and he said it's probably his favorite, so now I feel like a terrible friend. This song kind of has a very 70s vibe as far as the fact that it likes to chill in that Lydian, and I want to say it's either minor 7 or major 7 feel. I didn't listen close enough. But the timbre definitely is very reminiscent of like 80s electro pop and stuff. There are multiple layers of synth here. He uses his classic drum machine, which is definitely not my preference. And then he does talk box vocals, which are distinguishable from a vocoder. The whole track just has an over synthy feel that pulls me out of it. Like, he is a guitar player and he writes some fucking great shit on his guitar, but that's so not a prominent part of this mix, or even of the composition as far as I can tell. The melody on the vocals is actually really cool. Nice little articulation on some of it, and just kind of accenting certain parts. We do hang in a Lydian vibe for most of the song. Drums are pretty much 4 to the floor. It's very dancey. Like the transition parts after the chorus, I like the little synth lead that he added there. Also, after listening to it a handful of times, I started picking up on the sequencer that was in the chorus. Nice touch. Again, I'm just kind of disappointed the guitar took such a back seat in this one. The solo is quite tasty. Really like that solo. SamuraiGuitarist definitely has a distinguishable voice. If I had to get nitpicky, if I absolutely had to, I would end the solo differently. That is all. Song has a good mix. It's just really not my vibe, but it is executed very well. Total grade for this song, O Father, O Satan, O Son by Behemoth. Very big chord intro. I like the vocal synth behind it. Maybe a little bit too much presence on the guitars. Muddies up the high end. The kick and the bass sound really nice. The vocals are kind of awesome. I have never heard a growl like this before. The drums are good. They're interesting. The guitar is, I mean, in a sense, kind of letting me down on the rhythm because I like a little bit more melodic shit, not just straight ahead rhythm, big chords the whole time. But, I mean, in context of everything else that's going on, it's appropriate. The lead is pretty cool. Chords have a very cashmere vibe. The production is good for what they worked with, honestly. And the verb is just right. It still gives you that big feel, but it doesn't feel like you're losing headroom with the bulk of the instrument sound. At 3:56, we go to this just complete sonic mess, and I actually think it's pretty great. The bridge, again, huge. good string synth with some cool guitar accents going on. The song is very well written and flows fantastically. You can definitely feel the passion here. I would say this is not for everyone. Total grade for this song, +. This Will Be by Natalie Cole. Oh, is this song? I remember I'd said before I had no idea who Natalie Cole was. I have heard this song before, had no clue that was her. I fucking love this piano part. And the little boom, boom. I'm assuming that's a conga. I'm not 100% sure. The horns and what little strings they add fucking make this song. I'd never realized before taking a closer listen there's actually an organ that's playing a different part from the piano. Piano is in your left ear, the organ's in your right ear. Really cool. I never would have thought to combine the two at the same time. They recorded her voice perfectly, so smooth and silky. She sings great too. She has good articulation and mastery of her instrument, her vocal, but the song is still very singable. The structure of this song, especially for pop, very atypical, but very digestible. The end of the bridge is dope as fuck. We get these rapid fire vocals, then going into the outro where you have a downbeat accent with the vocals, just really good shit. This song makes me think, what the fuck happened to pop? The Motown and old school R&B sound just died, man. So sad. This song is great though. Total grade for this song, =. Guys, I am sorry that this video is up late. Very sorry about all that. I had something that came up last minute and it kind of threw my plans off. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments in the comments section. I always do that. Please leave your suggestions in the comments below. If you like this video, if you like what I do here, please support me on Patreon. YouTube is my job. That is the only way I can keep YouTube my job. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!